Hi, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Navionics Platinum Plus satellite imagery and the overlay that's available. I recently purchased a new Humminbird unit and was really looking forward to having these satellite images available on the unit. They've turned out to be quite a bit less useful than I'd hoped. Even though they're pretty much the only option on the market. So I'm just hoping to encourage Navionics or anyone else to come up with a little bit better, higher resolution, better choice of images solution for this, because it would be handy to have on the water. I've gone so far in the past as to print out color copies and laminate them and keep them on the boat to try to triangulate reference points, and this is something that could be very useful for areas of water less than 4 feet deep. On the left, I've got screenshot from my Navionics Platinum Plus on the Humminbird unit. On the right, I've got Google Earth. So I'm just going to look at a series of these, and you can see the difference of the amount of detail you could have with Google Earth versus what you're getting in Navionics. First one is South Bay on the left. Is the Humminbird Navionics. Here's a zoom in, and on Google Earth, as you zoom in, a lot more information about where does it drop off, where are the edges, um, where are the more navigable areas. Um, Next up is right across from there, Mexquita Flats. Again, more information in the Google Earth, although these are some of the better images in the Navionics Platinum Plus. Um, then you have images like this, which are of the Spoil Islands off the Intercoastal, just north of Port Isabel, where you have essentially zero information on the Platinum Plus satellite overlay. Um, and the next one is just a little further up that chain. Again, almost zero information. Next one kind of scoots over, and you see the edge of this little old oil cut that's right here, and then the edges of two different images that are composited together. Looks pretty ugly. You can see in Google Earth, you could actually zoom in and see where that old channel is, where some oiled spoils are that might hold fish. Just not getting that level of detail with Platinum Plus. The Three Islands area is one of the better ones that they've got, and almost as good as what you can get here on Google Maps. And if you go much further north, now we're going to scoot up almost to Corpus Christi, to the Bird Island area. And here is a pretty stark difference. Starting from the Corpus Christi area all the way through the Coastal Bend, Rockport area, most of the images are of essentially zero value if you want to see what's underneath the water surface, because most of those images that they used on the satellite overlay for the Platinum Plus have a lot of sun reflection. This is what you're seeing on the left with the bay ripples and the sun reflection. You compare that to the imagery on the right, you can see how much that interferes the information that you're not getting, and that you could get. Next one up, I'm going to zoom in up to Packery Channel. Another good example of the poor imagery compared to what could be in Google Earth. Lots of good fishable areas. You could work your way through this channel. You don't have any of that information on Platinum Plus. Same thing with the boat hole area and Humble Channel, where there's an extremely detailed view of Google Earth of all these channels and grass edges and drop-offs, and you're not getting much of that at all from Platinum Plus. Same thing with the little oil cuts behind Shamrock Island. These would be really good to know. You could work your way through these channels on a high tide, get into these flats, drift across, work these edges. using the Navionics, you're not going to have any kind of confidence about what's going on back there. Same thing as you go into the Dagger Island area. Um, Tons of useful information here on Google Earth, not so much with Platinum Plus. Same thing with Ransom Island. Just not near as much information. Same thing with Redfish Island, Redfish Bay, I should say. There's lots of things you can do in Redfish Bay, but you wouldn't know about that from the Platinum Plus. Across the way, Hog Island, same thing. In fact, it's even starker here because, there is some deeper navigable areas around Hog Island that you wouldn't really know about at all from the Platinum Plus. Next up, California Hole, just north of there. Again, you can't really see on the Platinum Plus where the drop-off is, where it's deeper in California Hole. Not much definition about the entrance at Big Bayou, except for the contours from the map data itself. Then you got a pretty useful one in Aransas Bay with the Long Reef. That's one of their better images. Next up, San Antonio Bay. And this is a bay that just scares the heck out of me. I've never had my boat on it, but I was really looking forward to having information from the satellite overlay here. But you can see on the left, it's really not giving you what you need. You can sort of tell the depth contours are giving you some of the navigable area, but if you tried to rely on that to navigate, you would be running into all kinds of issues. And the entrance to Pringle Lake is one of the better ones. That would be right here on Google Earth. You can see that that's pretty decent. Another one that's pretty decent is the Big Pocket area. That's pretty good. However, at a higher zoom, the one a moment ago, this is a 1,000-foot zoom on the Humminbird unit of the Big Pocket area. So just north of there, the entrance to get back into there off of Solaria Bayou is right here. And if you've driven your boat through there, there's a couple of warning things letting you know not to get close to this shoal here. But aside from that, there's not much information, and it would be really handy to have this level of detail on the right from Google Earth. What you can see on the Navionics Plus, at that zoom level, it's really pixelated. There's still information there, and you can still use it, kind of get your boat in the middle of that path, but not as good as it could be. Next up on Navionics, I have two images from the Galveston Bay system, again, typical of what we've seen for the coastal bend area. Chocolate Bay on the left versus on the right in Google Earth. It's not a matter of finding the marked channel, because that channel is well marked with navaids. But there's all kinds of information that you could have if you had satellite imagery as good as Google Earth, knowing where to go fish and different spots to try. Lastly, this is the Deer Island area of West Bay, and the Navionics does show you the parts that are exposed, but you're not seeing much underneath the water about what's happening there. So just hoping to encourage Navionics or whoever else to come out with a more improved product that will let us have some visibility. I know memory is cheap these days, and looking forward to seeing a product like that hopefully in the future. Thanks.